You're so entitled. You want Rockstar to give you discs in a game that you paid $100 for. You have no idea what you're talking about. Why would they do that? Why can't you just adapt and get that game digitally like everybody else?
Yeah. By the way, that's a company that made $500 million last year. And guess what? You didn't receive a single penny from that money. Now, these days, there seems to be a strong and undeniable growth in parasocial relationships, right? And before, it was just directed towards superstars, right? Social media influencers and musicians and actors and all that stuff. But now it seems to be seeping its way into every single corner of the world. Or maybe it's just me that's just noticing it now. But you have people protecting the likes of Elon Musk and Rockstar Games as a whole, seeming to always be the ones to find excuses for multi-billion-dollar corporations for doing the selfish things that they do. Now, let's get something out of the way first. If most of you do not understand, let me tell you now, some of these corporations, in fact, a good amount of these corporations don't give a fuck about you. They don't care. They genuinely do not give a crap about you. All right? All they care about is making money. As long as it's dollar signs, they will do what they gotta do to make that moolah. They do not give a crap about you, bro. But for whatever reason, people seem to not understand that, right? People seem to always have a reason to back up the reason why a corporation does something that usually, normally, regularly should have people going, that don't sound right. That sounds like a lot of bullcrap. In fact, I'll go as far as saying that sounds like I'm being enslaved for something that I'm paying good money for. And instead of them to turn around and understand that, oh, hold on, this corporation is just trying to use this system as a means to make money, they go, you know nothing about them. This is how they've been doing things for years. Excuse me, kind sir, you don't know anything about them either. These are people who will immediately fire a ton of their employees because they want to be able to cut costs, because they want to be able to keep more money inside your pockets. Why in the world do you think you, the consumer, matters more than the person who even works for the product? It makes no sense. And a lot of people are failing to understand this. Now, I think we as human beings don't even realize that when it comes to government offices and industries and companies, we literally have more power than the people on top. Unfortunately, the dynamic that exists now exists simply because of these types of parasocial relationships that are growing, and also a very strong misunderstanding of what we are as a people. We are consumers. If a product doesn't meet our standards, they can't make a profit, because the only way they make a profit is through what we agree to accept, what we consume, what we buy, what we put our money into. That is what gives them a profit. If tomorrow, let's say Kellogg's, right, makes a whole bunch of freaking Cocoa Pops, and we're like, oh no, this Cocoa Pops tastes like bullcrap, and a good amount of people say Cocoa Pops taste like bullcrap, they will lose money, right? If we were to say, okay, we're not going to buy no digital games from Rockstar anymore, bring the physical disc or nothing, Rockstar would immediately change face. Why? Because they won't make the profit that is necessary. And I know a lot of people probably like, that's not true. This is Rockstar we're talking about. Exactly, that's the problem. You believe that a company is bigger than you are. The company is only as big as the people make it to be. Bro, open your head up. Let me talk to you real quick, my guy. See, we need to understand, right, that these companies, they don't give a fuck about us. They don't care. They genuinely do not care. As long as money is involved, that's the route they follow, right? And I know a whole lot of companies, the times they make certain decisions or do certain things, right? It looks like, oh yeah, it turned towards our favor. It only turned towards our favor when they realized something opposing that favor wasn't going to give them a profit. And unfortunately, we are getting to a point in time where corporations are starting to become or feel bigger than us. And not because they actually are, but because people are letting them get away with too much. I feel like we don't understand the power we actually possess. And most people don't even understand that these corporations, minus the fact that they don't even understand the powers they yield, they don't understand that these corporations don't give a crap about them. You are not as important as the money they make. If they were to find a way, a system, a route, a path to be able to make as much money as they possibly can without our input, I promise you they're taking that route. I promise you they're taking that path, and I promise you they will take the journey no matter how long it freaking is. These people want to be rich. They want to be wealthy. They want to cater for their own needs, and our needs don't matter. It's why you have people at the top of gaming companies not even playing video games. How in the world are you supposed to understand the love, the passion, and also the freaking drive behind why people play video games and why it exists in the first place if you don't even play it? You're only a businessman. And most of these people that's all they are. They're just businessmen, businesswomen, business boys, business girls, and all the other things that exist. You see the issue here? I gotta breathe. Look, I can understand, right? I get it. They got a lot of money, and we broke. But at the same freaking time, the power is still in your hands. The power is still in our hands. Like I said before, a corporation is only as big as we make them to be. And without us, they are nothing. Do not think it's the other way around. They need us to flourish. We don't need them. Okay? So, with all that being said, make sure to like, subscribe, and who knows, I might just make enough money to be the next guy on top. Anyways, guys, see you later. Bye.